What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your man Nex here, and welcome back to another episode of Game of Theories. As no doubt most of you already know, HBO recently released the titles and synopsis for the first 3 episodes. I will be going through all of them in today's video, but there is going to be a lot of focus on this unexpected visitor of Daenerys's and the supposed revolt that Jon Snow will be facing in episode 2. So let's get to it. Okay, so episode 1 is called Dragonstone, which when coupled with the end part of the synopsis, Daenerys comes home, it's pretty obvious that Dragonstone is going to get a pretty epic reveal at some point in the episode. This shouldn't really come as much of a surprise to anybody, as the trailers have been showing an insane amount of footage of Daenerys and company on Dragonstone, and given how we left her camp at the end of season 6, we knew that she would be making her way there quite early on in season 7. The first part of the synopsis says that Jon organises the defence of the North, which I think will pretty much just be a round 2 of the table sit down from when Jon was named King of the North. Although it looks like there are going to be even more lords and houses in attendance this time around. There's a good chance that we'll see Jon gifting the Dreadfort to the Wildlings, and perhaps them even discussing a possible arranged marriage between Jon and the Lady Alice Karstark in order to renew their alliance. Also, are the Umbers completely finished? Will the initial plans of the mission north of the wall be revealed, and will they have received word about Daenerys making her way to Westeros? The best part of the episode 1 synopsis though has to be Cersei tries to even the odds. If you look through some of the trailer footage, you can see this one shot of Jaime walking on top of the castle wall with a dead body slumped down on the ground, wearing what looks to be Tyrell clothing. This is a huge hint that right from the get-go, we're going to see the Lannisters attacking High Garden and trying to seize the Reach. To even the odds, of course. Those lands are insanely rich in resources, and after what happened to the Tyrells, High Garden is extremely vulnerable. Also, it will be interesting to see if the Tarleys are brought into the fold yet to take over as successors to the Reach. I was a bit disappointed with the episode 2 title, Stormborn, but I'm hoping that there is more meaning behind that than just something to do with Daenerys. The synopsis opens up with Daenerys receives an unexpected visitor. At first, I thought this could be Davos doing some of Jon's bidding, but then it dawned on me that apparently they actually requested the presence of Jon's company, so it wouldn't exactly be unexpected. Then I turned to the possibility of it being Melisandre, but then again, if she was already there, then surely that we would have seen her in the first episode, and she wouldn't exactly be classed as an unexpected visitor. So, thinking outside the box, could it be Theon after returning from a massacred Greyjoy fleet? One thing I can't stop thinking about is why does it seem like the Greyjoy fleet isn't with the main Daenerys fleet when they're attacked by Euron? Were they sent away somewhere on a mission? If so, Theon returning early would definitely be unexpected, but then again, would you class him as a visitor? Anyway, there are quite a few other possibilities. We know that Gendry is familiar with Dragonstone, Jorah might have found a cure for his grayscale early on, maybe Daario Naharis couldn't even last more than a couple of episodes away from his queen. Also, the Iron Bank have been confirmed for both season 7 and season 8, so it could even be them looking to make another investment to help take down the capital. The next part of the synopsis is huge. Jon faces a revolt. I think almost everyone so far has pinned this on the idea of the power struggle between Jon and Sansa, but I genuinely believe that this is a huge missell of what's going to happen. I could be wrong of course, but let's think about it. I wouldn't class a revolt as a struggle between just 2 people. Also, the wording is extremely particular. He faces a revolt, which means it's more on the verge of happening, not that he is actually having to deal with some form of an uprising. I don't think Sansa would even want the power of leadership. Thinking more logically, who is in Winterfell right now that we know will be playing his little tricks and mind games? That's right, Baelish. Now, so far, the only appearance he's made in any of the promos is either with Sansa, spying on Jon, or getting gripped by Jon in the crypts. All the speculation about the fate of Littlefinger points to him being killed after trying to meddle in the Stark government. So, what if that is exactly what happens and the revolt Jon is facing is actually from the Knights of the Vale? Young Robin Arryn isn't going to take kindly to his uncle Peter being killed, and on general principle, neither are the Lords of the Vale, as he was married to Lysa. A little word from Sansa, however, about how he actually killed their Lady of the Vale would easily settle that score. Episode 2 is teeing up to be seriously action-packed, as the final part of the synopsis states Tyrion plans the conquest of Westeros. This clearly has to be him giving Grey Worm intelligence on the weaknesses of Casterly Rock, and figuring out the best way that they can attack the city. In some of the clips from the trailers, we see Grey Worm on a boat heading for a cove, and at a different point, we see Unsullied soldiers opening the gates of Casterly Rock from the inside to let in more troops. It would be awesome if we got to see this happen in the same episode, but we might have to wait until episode 3 for those plans to actually be executed. So on to episode 3, titled The Queen's Justice, which could be referring to either Daenerys or Cersei. The synopsis for this episode on a whole is quite vague and easily subject to a wide interpretation, but let's look at the start. Daenerys holds court. If Jon and company have made their way to Dragonstone by this point, then it could be the moment where they hopefully form an alliance and discuss plans about tackling not just the capital, but the White Walkers. Next, it goes on to say that Cersei returns a gift, which I'm almost certain will be something related to the Sand Snakes and Alleria Sand in particular. As far as gifts go, the only thing that has really been given to Cersei was Mycella's necklace, which symbolised Illaria's intention to kill Cersei's daughter. I think we can all take a wild guess at what Cersei might do if she gets her hands on Illaria herself, or even one of her daughters, wink wink. Finally, to wrap this up, it finally states that Jaime learns from his mistakes. I've actually had a bit of trouble trying to figure out what this could actually be referring to, as I don't think Jaime is really a man who carries many regrets or sees much of what he's done so far as mistakes. But if I had to take a stab at it, I'd have to focus on the clip in the trailer where he's charging towards someone on horseback, and he does not look to be in too good shape in the grand scheme of this battle. Maybe he even comes close to dying in that fight, and it starts to seriously dawn on him that everything he's been doing, attacking Highgarden and risking his life, is simply so Cersei can cling onto power. He's believed for years that the way he feels about Cersei is completely reciprocated, but that really is not the case. She was so quick to show him the cold shoulder after he finally returned from his captivity, and she only seems to show him any affection when it suits her. After seeing the look on Jaime's face after he returned back to the capital, things are definitely starting to take a turn from him, and maybe just the side of him that relates more to Brienne will start to come through as the show goes on. There are a lot of questions that we need the answers to, so if you guys have any ideas or thoughts of your own about what you think is going to happen in the opening 3 episodes, then make sure you share them with us in the comments below. As always, thank you for checking out the video. Make sure you're part of the Illuminati family and hit that subscribe button, and until next time people, take it easy.